If you are thinking about moving abroad, there are some questions that you should be asking yourself before you pack up, before you buy the tickets, before you touch down. Because the truth of the matter is, there's so many people who romanticize this idea of living abroad and moving abroad that the planning parts, kind of get overlooked. So in this video, I am going to walk you through some of the key questions that I've asked myself during this move abroad to Thailand in 88 days, y'all. And hopefully it will help you on your move abroad with intention. So one of the first questions that I recommend asking is, what do you need to feel that a place is home for you? Physically, emotionally, and spiritually. This is so important because it's going to dictate your lifestyle and your routine on a day-to-day basis. This is crucial. So, is it important that you live near particular landmarks, hospitals, stores, the middle of the city, on the outer city? How will you navigate that? Is it important that you can practice your faith or religion safely? That's pretty important. In Thailand, it is a Buddhist country. However, there are tons of Christian churches. So if I wanted to go to church on a Saturday, a Sunday, there are services available to you. So that's cool. Is it important that you are able to be in walking distance to certain things? Is it important the type of building that you live in? All of those things is very important. And so I recommend getting a list, checking it twice of the things that are non-negotiable to you. For me, I need lots of cafes around me in walking distance. I like a grocery store nearby and even a 7-Eleven in the building or at the bottom of the building. That would be great. So what are those things for you? And yeah, get clear on them. The next big question is about visas, because your visa will determine how long you are legally able to stay in a country. So what visa will you be using to arrive in the country and then to stay long term, right? So for example, in Thailand, visa requirements and updates happen quite often. So it is important to understand the ebbs and flows of those changes. Now, some visas will allow you'll be able to apply in the country, while some visas you have to apply before you get there, or some visas, you have to be outside the country. So you really gotta be well versed on what that looks like for you. Some have monetary restrictions and some have, allow you to legally stay in a country for 60 days, 90 days, 30 days, 180 days. You just wanna know what is required and do it expeditiously, okay? This next question, I'm assuming you already have it figured out if you're watching this video, but just in case you haven't, what is your plan for generating income while you are living abroad? Now, some people say, I'll just figure it out when I get there, YOLO, I'll be a content creator, I'll do all this stuff. Like, get clear, because a lot of these visas will not let you work while you're there, or there are strict requirements for people, for immigrants or expats who are in the country. You just have a plan, okay? How will you make money, okay? And with that same question, how much will you have saved before you go? Because especially if you're on something like an education visa, you legally cannot work. So what will that look like? For example, in Thailand, on the education visa, you cannot work. So maybe you create content, maybe you saved $20,000 to get you through the year of being on the visa without raise any flags. Whatever the case may be, you just want to make sure that you have a plan around your money, because the worst feeling is being stuck in another country and needing to get back home because you ran out of money. And that's a whole other conversation for another day, because I see so many people go to Bangkok thinking like, oh, everything's so affordable and oh my gosh. And the next thing you know, it's like they ran out of money and now they need to head back. So have a plan. So this is a funner question, but do you plan on learning the local language? If you are, how are you gonna do that? Is it gonna be self-study? Are you gonna go to a school? Are you gonna get a tutor? Or are you just gonna let immersion do her thing? Or are you going to rely on hand gesture, kindness of strangers, charades, and Google Translate? But I do recommend coming up with some kind of strategies, maybe learning how to say yes, no, thank you, please, counting certain things, like just kind of have some survival phrases for yourself as you're going into it, just because I'm like, yeah. Just a note about language is that it is such a connector and it shows so much respect and it goes such a long way. There's so much kindness that is exhibited or has been exhibited towards me when I'm trying to speak Thai in Thailand, because it's like, oh my gosh, like you're making an attempt. And so I recommend learning some survival phrases. I think that should, carry you pretty far. But if you're ambitious and you want to take the language on, I say, hey, I'm the biggest proponent of that. This is a little bit of a fun question, but how will you build community and make friends when you get there? I am somebody that's really, really big on community. I have a bunch of friends or people that I love and care about that support me and I support. It's very important to me to be around people that are like-minded, that not just identify the way I identify, but even neighbors and other expats who are moving. Like, how will you build community? Will you attend events? Will you volunteer? Will you take cooking classes? Will you take a language class? Like, what's your plan for building community when you get there? So yeah, those are all of my questions today. Maybe I'll do a part 2 because there are some questions that as I was talking, I'm like, that might be that might be something to explore as well. So if you are on that journey to moving abroad, feel free to follow along my journey as I am documenting my time and process before I head back to Thailand. And so I am so excited to have you with us. See you next time. Peace.